to layer files and use layers in Photoshop to create composited or manipulated images. So we're going to start in Adobe Bridge, and you will navigate to a folder where you have the images you want to work on, and you will highlight all of them, and you will go to Tools, Photoshop, Load Files into Photoshop Layers, and you can see already it kicks you over to Photoshop. And over here on the right on our layers panel, you can see that it loads all of these files up. And I want to show you two uses for this, one of which is to create an image that might look hyper real or improved, and another of which might be to just manipulate for fun. So the first one I'm going to show you is going to be how to manipulate for hyperreality. So what I did here was I took an image of the outside of the window, so the part that would have been brighter than the inside, and I made an exposure for outside, and then I made an exposure for inside. We're going to combine those two exposures by using a mask, and I want to put the brighter image on top, so I can either drag that up or I can press Command right bracket to make it go up in the order. And what I'll do is put a mask on that image with this mask icon down in the bottom right, and you can see it adds that mask to the right of the layer there. And the thing to remember about masks is white reveals and black hides. So if you paint in black, you'll be hiding part of this image, and you'll be able to see through to the bottom image. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'll press B for my brush key, the paintbrush, and I will enlarge the brush with the right bracket key. And I'm not going to do a really refined edit, but you'll get the idea. And over here on our color palette, you can see the white swatch and the black swatch. I'll press X to toggle them, and now I can paint on, make sure I'm clicked on the mask, and I can paint on there. If I paint black, you can see that it paints out this image and lets us see through to the bottom image. So that's one way to use it to improve images, combine exposures. I do a lot of architectural photography, so this is a technique I use frequently to do that, and that is to combine inside and outside exposures. And so the next technique I want to show you is just compositing. And our images are smaller, so we'll have to resize these to be smaller. So I'll go to Edit, Transform, Scale, and I will scale those images down. And now I will crop the image. And I will enlarge to full screen by pressing Command 0. And now I have these images on top. I actually want to crop this a little bit further down. I now have all these images as layers, and I can start painting through different ones. I'll add a mask here, and also on this layer, basically on every layer, except the very bottom one. And I can just start painting through with black. So again, I enlarge with Command 0, and I can paint out this foreground and use something else. And if I want to change that, I can move that image around. Oops. I can take this and move this image around underneath and try to get something different revealed. So I might want to try to get this deer head revealed down here because it's kind of interesting, and paint more of that in. And when I mess up, I just press Command Z. So kind of paint that in, and I can take this and paint something in from there. And in order to get that part, you'll see I have to paint in even more over here. So it looks like these guys might be fishing next to a deer head in a windmill farm. And that is basically the idea there. So you can turn these layers on and off with the eyeball to kind of see where you are and how these images are layered over each other. And you can choose to reveal and hide different parts of the image. So there's really a lot of potential for this technique, and it's kind of the basis for working in Photoshop to use layers. And it's kind of a fun way to use it. I hope that helps.